So today the student will be able to use properties of exponents in order to solve radical equations. So here's what we've got. We've got x squared minus 8 all under a square root is equal to 6. Before we even try to solve this problem, I need you to remember a couple of things. The first thing I need you to remember is if you have the square root of x, that's the same thing as saying you have x to the 1/2 power. And we talked about that, but it was a long time ago, like December, okay? Also, we can do the reverse of that. If I have the x to the 1/2 power, that's the same as saying I have a square root of x. The other thing I need to remember is the power to power rule. So like, for example, if I have an x squared and I cube it, remember when you have a power inside and outside of a parentheses, then you multiply the powers. So this is x to the 6th. So you need to remember just those couple of rules, and now we can get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is, because what do I do with this, right? So I need to take x minus 8 and I need to change it to x minus 8 to the 1/2 power equals to 6. So I just rewrote the radical, the square root, as a 1/2, okay? Now, if I can make that exponent one whole, then I can move from there. So if I make this whole thing, if I multiply the whole thing, square it, then I square this side. I'm going to do that because when I have 1/2 times 2, 1/2 times 2 is 1 whole. So I really have x minus 8 to the 1st power equals 36. Well, now I don't have a radical or a square root, or a exponent that's a fraction. So now I can just solve for x. So x minus 8 to the 1 power is just x minus 8 equals 36. So add 8, and x equals 44. Okay? All right, next example. We're going to do the same process. We're going to end up taking this radical and rewriting it as an exponent power. But before we do that, we have to isolate the radical. So we're going to get rid of the 3 and then minus 9. So we're going to add 9 to both sides first. Divide by 3. So square root of 5x plus 1 equals 6. Now we're going to rewrite that square root as 5x plus 1 to the 1/2 power equals 6. In order to get rid of the 1/2 power, I'm going to square it. So 1/2 times 2 is 1. So I have 5x plus 1 with no power equals 36. So 5x plus 1 equals 36 minus 1. So 5x equals 35. Divide by 5. X equals 7. All right. Last example. I have to isolate the radical first. So I'm going to minus 10. So the square root of 2x plus 1 equals negative 6. Now from here, I'm finished. Because I cannot input any value for x that's going to give me a negative number outside of the square root. So this has no solution. So if you have a negative answer when your square root is isolated all by itself, then you say there's no solution. And that's it for today.